What up, game changers? Listen, you can watch 1,000,001 YouTube videos on how to become an influencer, launch a personal brand online. But this is different. We're starting a movement, and watch till the end of this video and I'll tell you all about this movement. It's a bit different because all these videos you're watching, their game changers are already up there. They've already made it. We are gonna start a movement. We're gonna work our way up. So stay tuned and I'll tell you how to get involved. Let's get straight into it. I'm JGB, and in this video, I'm gonna tell you 4 things you absolutely have to wrap your head around before you even consider becoming a game changer and becoming an influencer. These things aren't just things that you should think about and go, oh yeah, no, I know what I'm gonna do. Really take the time to write these things out, workshop it. These are 4 things that are absolutely necessary to build a strong foundation. These are puzzle pieces that you can't deny. We are building a foundation because we're building an empire for our personal brand here. So it's super important that that foundation has a very strong base. So you're probably asking yourself, why should I listen to you? You have literally 0 subscribers. And that's true. At the time of this recording, I have actually 0 subscribers, but I'm so confident that I've got this figured out that I'm sitting here telling you we're gonna do this. We're gonna go from 0 to game-changing levels together. And I'm confident that I can do this because I have a background in talent promotion. So I've worked for the Canadian version of the Oscars, music festivals, music venues. I've worked with artists and all sorts of different types of talent, from writers to directors, you name it, to try and get their name and their projects out there. These are people with talent and passion, and that's what I am all about. So 10 years I've been working with talent, and over the past 5 years, I've got a background in PR and social media strategy. So combine all those things, and I can really help us to do this. So follow along with me, please. Subscribe and just tune in while we're on this journey, because you're at the same level as me right now and we can do this together. Wait. Sorry, I have to interrupt. Jess from the future here with a bonus tip that you must take into consideration if you want to create videos, period. Before you send off your files to your editor, make sure that you have everything put together and do not delete files from your camera unless you are 1,000% sure they're okay to delete. Because you might learn the hard way that you've deleted one of the most important parts of your video, such as tip number 1. All right, here it is. Tip number 1 is purpose. Now, I'm sure you've thought about purpose before. I'm sure you know why you want to do this. But it is so important in these first early stages that we take the time to actually do this as an exercise. I've got some footage of me in the dark in this terribly lit room, working it out on a whiteboard. This is an important step. Please take the time to do this. Why are you making videos? Why are you trying to become an influencer? Here's the thing. You're asking people for their time, for their energy. You want them to subscribe, you want them to follow you, you want them to listen and interact. These are huge asks. Why should they care? Now keep in mind that we've all grown up in this age of marketing. We have been marketed at our whole lives, and believe me, we can detect BS. We're good at it. So anybody out there who's just throwing it out there because they want more followers or because they're hoping that it'll turn into some egotistical reward, it's not gonna work. On that note, I will also say that your purpose might not be super clear at first. You know, me personally, I've been passionate about this project for what feels like forever, and the purpose behind it has shifted over time. It still has that same root and foundation, but it's grown and changed. And on the note of foundation, this is why this is so important as a first step. I cannot stress this enough. You are building an empire right now. Your personal brand is your empire. You're gonna have so much involved in this, and if you do not have a foundation for this empire that you're building, it's gonna crumble. You need to know why you're doing this, and there needs to be a real, true, genuine purpose to what you're doing. because people will be there for you. You will grow your tribe. Those people are totally out there and you can bring them on board, but it needs to be real and they need to understand why. That way you can start an exchange. That way you can actually grow something substantial. Tip number 2, authenticity. This one is tough, guys. I know it sounds so simple to be like, just be yourself. Just, shine, Just talk to the camera as if it's a person. I am with you. This is not the easiest thing to do. But I will say that if you figure out that purpose part and you really think about, why am I doing this? Where is this coming from? Then it becomes a little bit easier to tap into that authenticity because you remember why you're doing what you're doing and you put your best self forward. And it's not just putting your best self forward, it's actually practicing putting your best self forward. It's not gonna feel natural talking to a camera. You're not automatically gonna be yourself when you've got a camera pointed at you and you're put on the spot to be authentic. It takes practice. I know this because I'm here with you in the early phases and it's not that easy, but over time, I'm getting better and better at this because I'm taking the time to figure out exactly who I am. Who is JGB? What is my personality like? What kinds of things am I gonna talk about? Why am I doing all this? These are all big, important parts of the question that you got to address in order to be authentic. Really, when you sit down to record this stuff, why does it matter? Really question that. Really question whether it's authentically something you would say to your best friend or a family member. Is it authentically something that matters to you, or are you just saying this because it'll get you more likes? Think about that. Tip number 3 is consistency. Now, I think it's important to note here that consistency, what comes to mind is, I gotta put a video out every week. And if you listen to the pros or YouTube and you're worried about the algorithm, then they will all tell you, you have to post 3 times a week. That's a crazy amount of content for when you're just starting off. So here we are in the early phases of launching our brand, and what consistency means at this stage is really much more on a branding level, i.e., what does your content look like? What is your visual style? What is your messaging all about? Make sure that those things are consistent so that when people see your video, they're like, I know this chick, that's JGB, she's all about rah, rah, rah. Make it so that when they see something, within an instant they know what it is because it's consistently the game that you're bringing every week. Now, when it comes to those consistent upload times, that is important too. Pick a day that works. Make sure that you're uploading every time at the same time so that people know when to check back, and remind people when to check back. And if you're like me and you haven't figured that out yet, you'll figure it out. It's all figure-outable. We're on the path. We're getting there. Step number 4 is be relevant and be relatable. There are so many people pining for your attention out there. The only reason I'm gonna follow somebody is if I have a reason to relate to them and I think what they're talking about is on brand and relevant to what I care to hear about. No wasting people's time. Be honest and forward about what it is that you're here to talk about on your channel, in your videos, through your personal brand. Now, this is a really important exercise. Much like your purpose, you really have to break down what your brand is. Everyone has this beautiful combination of very unique brand keywords. And I think those are the things that you really want to develop first and foremost so that you know and you have an idea of your brand, but also what type of content are you going to create? What are you going to teach your audience? Why are you asking people to listen to you? Break down these keywords. That's super important. So grab a piece of paper, get to a whiteboard, and list it all out. So for me, that would look like personal branding. Obviously, this is something that I'm really knowledgeable in and very passionate about, is helping people to put their personal vibes out there and build their brand so that they can have their own business and make a living out of their passions. Huge thing for me. But also, I'm all about social media strategy. I'm all about online marketing. All these things I will take and turn into videos. The other things I'm all about are talent management, talent promotion for obvious reasons, digital storytelling. I'm going to be teaching people how to tell their stories. We all have a story to tell, and I think that's a really important part of the puzzle when it comes to personal branding. That's going to be my thing. I also am all about professional and personal development. That's a huge thing for me. I think if you're going to bring your best game to this game-changing opportunity, you got to be thinking about how you can better your skill set, how you can be of right mind, self-care, mental health. All those things are part of my personal brand. And I know this because I took the time to sit down and to break it down. And you know what? You might end up with this massive list of stuff, but when you do that, you can actually see what relates to what, and you can start to build a picture of all the things that you want to talk about and create content around. It's a super helpful step. I implore you, please take the time to figure out your brand keywords and become relevant and relatable. All right, so those are your 4 steps. Those are great starting points for getting your brand off the ground and starting to become an influencer. It's going to take some time to figure that stuff out, but it's super important, and you've got some actionable items there. So let's get to work, because like I said in the beginning of this video, we are starting a movement. This is the Make Yourself movement, and it's for people like you and me who want more out of life than to just work a 9-to-5 and to just push through the day to day. I want so much more than that. I want to build my empire. I want to make a living out of my passions. I want to make good money, and I want to become known for what I do. I want my tribe. I want my audience. I want to be looked up to, and I want to have a platform where I can reach out and connect with people. It's not asking too much, is it? If you're like that as well, please join my movement, because people who are hardworking and who are not afraid to take action can move from one place to another. Right now, I feel like I'm down here. It's so hard to get by. I am dirt poor and I'm tired of it. And I know that I can do better than this, because I got a brain in my head and I got skills, and I am a talented human being, much like I'm sure you are. So this Make Yourself movement is people like you and me. We're getting together and realizing that there's power in numbers, and that if we apply ourselves to the Make Yourself process, which is what I'm developing now in time with you, then we can move from where we are to game-changing levels where we will soar and live the life of our dreams. It's totally possible, guys. I believe it, and I hope you'll jump on board. So how to jump on board? Follow my channel, please. Subscribe so that you can see when my videos come through and you know to follow along as soon as it pops up. Also, go to howtomakeyourself.com. That is where I'm going to be uploading my program. It's all free, guys. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm a passionate person who just wants to connect and collaborate with other hardworking, passionate people who have big dreams and who are willing to do whatever it takes to get to where we want to be. So sign up for the movement, shoot your email in there, and we'll work on this together, one step at a time. I am JGB, and I'm going to make myself. And I hope that you're on this journey with me too. So comment below. You are a game changer and you are going to make yourself. Tell me, what is it that you want to do? What is it that you are so passionate about doing, and what do you want to change in your life? In so few words, just let me know. I will follow up on every comment. I absolutely am here with you. Let's do this.